Warm welcome to each one of you, my dear friends. We are very happy that we are connected with you and glad to know that you like the work that we do. We connect all the commoners, the simple people, the humble people of the society who have given their best and who are the unsung heroes of our society, whose life is going to inspire yours. My dear friends, we are here today on the International Fabtalks show, connected with a beautiful soul and a beautiful human being with a kind heart, who's dedicated to serving the community, who's dedicated to giving her best to each one of us. May I now invite on this stage or on this platform, Ms. Ayesha Jabeen. I just get her name right because she's a beautiful person and a beautiful soul. I've recently got to know about her, but she's really very nice and down to earth, a very practical approach. She, follows a practical approach in life. She is Ms.Syeda Ayesha Jabeen. I'd like to repeat that. Ms.Syeda Ayesha Jabeen. Dear ma'am, welcome to the session, ma'am, and thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. We are very happy that the day you accepted our invitation. Thank you. And we are humbled and grateful. Thank you, ma'am. Dear friends, we'll now officially introduce our guest to each one of you. Ma'am, with your permission, may I introduce you officially now?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Dear friends, let's get to know who is the real Ms.Syeda Ayesha Jabeen. She hails from Secunderabad, from Telangana state, India. I repeat again, from Secunderabad, Telangana state, India. And she not only gives her services to people in India, it's across India, across the world. She's serving people and she has clients from across the world because they love the way she deals with each client with love, respect, and confidence. Dear friends, she's completed her MA in psychology. She's also completed a postgraduate diploma in child psychology. Apart from that, she's also done her post-graduation diploma in family and marriage counseling. And friends, she has a postgraduate diploma in business management. She's an ophthalmic technician. Ma'am, could you just pronounce that word for us?
Ophthalmic Technician.
Yes. Yes, dear. Thank you so much. She has obtained all these degrees from reputed colleges in Telangana, and she wants to enlighten the world and teach the world that yes, the world is beautiful, and yes, Ms.Syeda Ayesha Jabeen will make it more beautiful for you and for me. Dear friends, she has won several inter and intra-college competitions, including elocution competitions, slogans, painting, poster talks, etc. She has secured first position in the She Team's Hyderabad City Police poetry competition. I'd like to repeat that. I love that. She has secured the first position in the She Teams, a program organized by the She Teams of the Hyderabad City Police in the poetry competition. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. And dear friends, her work experience is she has worked a lot on different fields and she mainly focuses her work on disabled children. And nowadays she is working on the online front. She has developed the skill of, taking classes online or training online or counseling online, you could also say, connecting with her clients online. She is conducting several workshops that they are called as e-workshops since COVID pandemic. And she's continuing a journey online and used to provide free counseling earlier to parents, teenagers during the pandemic session. And dear friends, you can follow her on her Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram accounts. She's always accessible and reachable. You could reach out to her and get to know how she could help you through her experience and through her professionalism. Dear ma'am, welcome to this beautiful stage and platform called as the International Fabtalks show.
Thank you. Glad to be a part of it.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear ma'am, we go on with the first question. The first question is, how would you define yourself? Who is the real Miss Ayesha Jabeen or Syeda Ayesha Jabeen? कौन है? बता दीजिए.
I am basically a very independent person and I have a lot of empathy. I believe that this empathy is due to my profession as well. And yeah, I'm very amiable. Like, you can approach me very easily. I'm not from those people who are very hard. And if you look at some people, you feel like, you cannot connect to them very easily. But when you see or when you come to me, you can easily get connected. And I have many clients, many patients within the first 15 minutes of my session. They develop rapport and they start sharing everything, whatever was there in their life, they start sharing it. So yeah, I'm that type of friendly person. You can connect very easily.
Wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful. Very nice. So in the first 15 minutes, a great rapport is being built up by ma'am and her clients. Just share everything that they have to share to her, open up, because she's a confidential professional where you could just share everything that you have, and she's there for you to train you and to bring you back on the right track of life in life. Dear ma'am, how do you manage stress? Or how you can also share it like this way. स्ट्रेस कैसी मैनेज करनी है हमको प्रोफेशनल पर्सनल लाइफ एंड प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में?
See, stress nowadays is a part of life. But what I do, what I feel comfortable, because currently I'm dealing with cases in the early intervention. So what I do is I just look out to the children. I just watch for them whenever I feel, even near my home, there are kids playing outside. So whenever I am stressed out, I just go out and watch them. And trust me, when you watch the children, you won't have any stress. You won't even feel that there were certain things you were worried. So yeah, that's how I manage. If there are no kids available, I just watch, online videos of small kids doing certain cuteness in their videos. That is my way of getting rid of my stress.
Great, ma'am. Very nice. Dear ma'am, how were you as a little kid? बचपन में आप कैसे थे? नटखट थे, शरारती थे, या very shy?
No, I have never been a shy type. I was an outgoing person always. And I had this when I was very young, when school days. I never allow anyone to complete my school project. Whatever assignment, whatever project is given, I used to complete it by myself. So that was something, even my parents were like, okay, this girl will never take help. Okay, she will take help in other aspects, but will come into projects? No, never. So I was like that person, always outgoing and always doing my work by myself.
Brilliant, ma'am. Very nice. That's so nice, no? To do your projects on your own. Don't want anyone to touch it. I do it by myself. Original work.
Yes.
Yes, creative work. एक बड़ी satisfaction मिल जाती जब मैं खुद करूंगी उसको. Yeah, I understand that. Very nice, ma'am. Beautiful. And I love that spirit. Yeah, ma'am, who is your inspiration? Or you could say, who is your role model?
Because I have seen my mother doing a lot. She manages everything very quickly, very easily. And being coming from a Muslim community, people have this perception, you are not allowed to do certain things. But if you just look at my qualification, look at my achievements, so that is how my mother always supports me. So yeah, she is my role model, my inspiration.
Beautiful, very nice. A beautiful tribute to your mom. Yes. She is your role model. She is your inspiration. Very well said, ma'am. Ma'am, do you read lovely books?
Yes, but I was a literature graduate, so reading books was part of my, academic curriculum. But I am somebody who hates reading books. So when it comes to literature, I used to read a lot of books. So I don't enjoy that. But there is one book that I really enjoyed and I really liked with my heart and soul. That is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. So I really liked that book. When I read that book for the first time, I was like, oh, I read this book like several times and still it holds a, dear place in my heart. I had that copy and I keep it in my, in my wardrobe, so that I can always have a look. Whenever I open my wardrobe, I can have a look at that book. So that's what I like very much about that.
Very nice, ma'am. Dear ma'am, do you have any recent incident you would like to share with us, a positive incident?
Yes. I don't know where I saw this. I think on some social media platform. There was a person with Down syndrome. He is about 34 years of age and he is having a child. He was holding his newborn child. So yeah, that was the thing I really liked about watching that. Because it not only gives you satisfaction that people with they are doing well, but it is a satisfaction for themselves as well that they have a life, they have a family to look after. So I really like that picture. I think I watched it on Facebook somewhere. I don't remember the source, but I have seen it.
How nice. So nice of sharing that beautiful incident, which you still remember. Everyone has a beautiful life. Yes?
Yes.
Very nice. I really like that, the way you've shared that. That's very rare. Thank you, ma'am. Dear ma'am, how would you like to be remembered in this world? And for what people should remember you for?
People should remember me as a multitasker and never giving up. Because when I joined this field, when I joined my graduation, I was doing ophthalmic technician. I wanted to become a good person, a knowledgeable or qualified person in that. But somehow things didn't turn up, and I have joined psychology. So yeah, I never give up, no matter what happens. I just go on, keep on going, and at the same time, I do a lot of things. Like when I was studying, I used to go for an NGO. I used to work for them, volunteer for them. And then I used to also do some sort of crafting. So I have always been a multitasker. I don't stick to only one thing. I don't believe in sticking at one thing. I do a lot of things. So yeah, that is how I want people to remember me, as a multitasker and as a person who is never given.
Great. A multitasker. That's beautiful. That's very nice. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing. Dear ma'am, do you ever take holidays off? छुट्टियां कभी ले लेते हैं आप या नहीं?
Yeah, of course, I do take. Like, at a time, I need at least 5 days of break. And when there is a long weekend and it comes with a holiday on Monday and Tuesday, I really enjoy that. So yeah, holidays are part of my, everyday life. I have to take breaks because at this time when I'm doing this online workshop, when I'm doing my cases in the early intervention, I'm also going to do a bike riding program for an NGO. So that way, I like enjoying my holidays. I do take frequently.
Hello, friends. We go on with our next question and we ask our celebrity today the next question and see what's her answer and how her answer is going to influence us and in what way we are going to gain something from that beautiful answer she's going to give us. Dear ma'am, we'd like to come over here and ask you this thing. If at all you have a lottery, you get a lottery or win a lottery, I should say. Lottery mil gayi samjho. You won a lottery, a jackpot. How would you prioritize that? Like you would like to win a jackpot lottery or you'd like a perfect job or both?
No, I don't want that lottery because, like I said, I have always been doing like a lot of work. So lottery seems a little bit easy, a quick money. But whereas when you're doing a job, when you are earning for yourself, because lottery is something you don't earn for yourself. And when you're earning for yourself, I believe that that is the most something which gives me personal satisfaction because I know that that is my blood and sweat which I have earned. So yeah, I wouldn't go for the lottery.
That's great, ma'am. In case you won a lottery, say something मिल गई आपको, तो क्या करेंगे आप?
Probably I would open my own counseling center. Okay. Because that's my plan. So I would utilize it to that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Brilliant, ma'am. Very nice. Dear ma'am, खुद में क्या अच्छा लगता है आपको? In your own self, what do you like about your own self?
Liking about my own self, I like the way I, interact with people. I don't judge people. It's not that after, coming into this field, I stopped judging people. But from the beginning, I never judge people. I just see that if they have flaws, it's them. They may have their own, reasons for being flaws, having their own faults, or doing whatever they're doing. They may have their own reasons. I don't bother. Even if somebody annoys me or someone comes around and they try to mock or they try to degrade, I don't feel. I just stop talking to that person. So yeah, I would say that I don't. I am just a normal person who just don't go around to the people.
That's so nice. Very nice. No? Non-judgmental, unbiased. You
Just a
maintain your boundaries. If you don't like someone, just move back. Just
yes.
that's very nice. Dear ma'am, if at all you've got a lot of holidays, बहुत सारी छुट्टियां मिले, you've got a lot of holidays. Like maybe one day it could be, one day is also too much, maybe 2 days and maybe 5 days or 1 month. Which place would you want to go? Your favorite holiday destination?
That is very simple. That is Iceland. Because there are no mosquitoes in the Iceland. Usually, mosquito bites me and I get a lot of pimples. So, yeah, I would like to go to Iceland.
How sweet, how nice. Beautiful, ma'am. And we wish you get a chance to go to Iceland. Dear ma'am, do you watch movies?
Yes.
Your favorite movie?
It's only one, that is X-Men. And I really like that movie. The way they show the superpowers, they show the mutation. I liked it. So yeah, X-Men.
That's really nice. Dear ma'am, the next question coming in. How do you want the world to remember you?
Oh, that I would I would want people to remember me as a person who can, go about without judging people, and a person whose life is about giving to the society, giving to the people around. So yeah, I want people to remember me as a person who is empathetic, kind, and generous towards the society.
How sweet. That's really very nice, dear. Very polite of you. Dear ma'am, as a student, were you interested in any sports and games? Do you still have any interest in sports? Okay. So then we'll just wait for our guest to join us back. We'll ask about sports because many of the times we've seen, little children interested in sports when they were young, but when they become, they cross 18 years, then again, they have a shift from that sporting field. They would like to go to the creative field, but some of them have the same passion to continue what type of, sports they had in their childhood that could continue in their adulthood as well. As far as me, as we wait for our guest to join us back, as far as me, I was nil as a kid. I never participated in any sports. But of course, when I crossed 18 and I came into the adult stage there, I really participated in a few competitions, lost a few and won a few. And it has taught me winning and as well as losing are, two sides of the same coin. And dear friends, this is what we would like to know from our guest. How is her journey going on? And as a kid, did she ever participate in any of the sports? Let's go and get connected once more with our guest. That is Ms.Syeda Ayesha Jabeen. Ji ma'am, connected to you now?
Yes. So about the sports, I always like to play badminton and I play basketball. And playing basketball is very special for me because I play basketball in my abaya. That is what we call burqa. So I wear my burqa and I play basketball. And as you have been mentioning about people stop playing sports after they turn 18 or after they leave school, it was never an issue for me because I have been playing these sports even in my childhood. Even now, till date, I used to play this game. So I have never lost the touch to the sports I love. I have always been into the same sport I have been playing since my childhood.
Beautiful, very nice. In fact, when I was a kid, I didn't play at all, ma'am. I was scared. Dar lagta tha. But then slowly as I came up, as I grew older, maybe I've shown a little interest in sports, but not much. I've seen like winning and losing both sides. So I really admire all these sports personalities. They are into that because they know what is winning, what is losing, and it will balance their life very well. So very nice, ma'am, for sharing that. Dear ma'am, what type of a change you would want to bring into the world?
Sorry?
What type of a change you would like to bring in the world?
Bringing a change in the world. This world, as you can see, the way people are, spoiling the environment, they're spoiling everything that is there. So I would like people to be very sensible towards utilizing the resources available in our world and, treating this Mother Earth as something how you treat your heart. because you won't like to have a heartbreak, but you are already going and spoiling the whole lot of this world, throwing garbage here and there, and the way the natural resources have been spoiled. So I would like to change that. I would like people to be very mindful of how they are going to dispose of their waste, how they are going to use the natural resources. I want to change that in people into a positive manner.
Wonderful. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. Dear ma'am, now here's a question for you from your professionalism and your professional, experience. Could you share this? What is it like? There are several senior citizens coming out for counseling.
Okay.
There are many senior citizens coming for counseling as well. Why? The reason is they haven't saved for their retirement. Retirement ke savings nahi kare wo log. They have not saved for their retirement, and they are facing a lot of emotional disturbances and psychological stress. So what is the advice you could give the younger generation, how they should save money for their retirement?
See, everyone has to save something for themselves, because in older generation, if you see, they have given everything, whatever they had, to their offspring. But now, as you see, the way people are changing, there is a lack of kindness in people's heart, and they considered, older generation, like their parents, their grandparents, as a burden on themselves, and they feel that why should I spend my hard-earned money on their medical expenses or on their food, anything, on any bill. So I would suggest that you own your own money, keep it a few, dollars, a few lakhs of rupees for yourself, so that you can utilize that in the olden days. And you should not be a dependent person on anyone. When you become a dependent person, definitely you're going to have a lot of these issues. You're going to have psychological issues, financial issues, physical health issues, because they won't be paying you. So that's what I would suggest, that everyone from now on, if we start spending some of our money for the future, it would be very helpful for us.
Very nice, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. In this way, you can avoid a lot of stress when you come to your retirement age, and you'll not require anybody's help. You will be financially secure. So our guest says start saving at a young age, so that you have a secure future. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes. Dear ma'am, the next question coming up. Do you have any plans for retirement?
Yes, of course, I do have. And I would like to retire at the age of 60, because I have been working ever since I joined my graduation. So yeah, I would plan to retire when I turn 60. And for that, I'm also started saving from my daily earning. So yeah, that's it.
Yes, dear. Very nice, ma'am. Thanks for sharing. Ma'am, could you help us to understand the difference between smart work and hard work?
Smart work and hard work, it's a very simple thing. You see, hard work is something where you are spending your blood, where you are using your sweat, as well as you are giving it, you are giving a lot of your stamina, your energy, your time for the hard work. And there is a bit of very much satisfaction that a person gains through hard work, which is not there in smart work. And smart work, I would define as something people can easily do by manipulating others. So yeah, that is what the smart work I defined as.
Okay, great, ma'am. Dear ma'am, any dream projects for the future?
Yes, I do have. Because I want to open my own counseling center, or either I will open an early intervention center. So I am working towards that. So that is my dream project. Once I accomplish that, it would be best.
Great, ma'am. Great. We wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. And we are with you, ma'am, on this mission of creating a beautiful world for everyone. Yes, dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, would you like to name your best friend?
My best friend?
Yes.
Janani. There is this girl I met in my graduation. A very simple person. Even if one thing I would like to tell about her is, there was ant. This black color ants. You have that small black color ant.
Yes, dear.
They were falling in a small water pond in our college, and she was picking each of the ant, each one of them, and leaving them outside. She's like, they're drowning. I have to save them. So that's something I really liked about her. Very kind and very generous person. So she is my best
Oh, great. That's really nice. I can view that, from a mental picture, you get that picture, virtual picture like this, in my mind, and see how she was helping the ants to come out of the, the water body where they fell into. Very nice. So compassionate.
friend. Yes.
And you observing that beautiful work that she was doing, that's also great. Very nice.
That is the day I decided that she's gonna be my best friend forever. So till now we maintain that.
Wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful. Give her our best wishes.
Yes.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Dear ma'am, what brings a smile to your face?
Mine. It's not very difficult actually. I just like nature because I have grown up around plants, trees, and a lot of nature habitats. So if I am around such places and open spaces near water bodies and near a lot of greenery, I would be happy. There is no way that I would be angry or I would be upset if I'm around some places like that.
Great. Ma'am, any weakness you have?
My weakness, it's actually very funny. I, treat people very well, and then they try to hurt me a lot of times. So I treat everyone equally. I don't have any like gender discrimination or based on caste, color. I don't define. And I consider that as my weakest point because people often take advantage of that.
Perfect. Perfect. I see myself in you. It
Thank
has
you.
happened with me several times. So now I'm scared, like who to trust, who not to trust.
Exactly. People these days, they are actually, you cannot trust people, and again they'll come out with a good face, with a good talk, and again they try to hurt you. It breaks your trust. Trusting on people becomes difficult for us.
Yes. ma'am. Yes, dear. Maybe the few people who hurt us or manipulated us or maybe took advantage of our good nature, that makes us so cautious and, alert that every person, even the best person come in front of you, like, you come in contact. So डर लगता कि भाई, are they the right people to connect with? Yeah. And I guess your weakness is being nice to everyone. सबसे अच्छा रहे, सबसे अच्छा बात करें. Yes,
That is
dear, I get that.
a lot of times a difficult phase in my life.
Yes, dear. Yes, ma'am. Dear ma'am, as you said, you derive your strength from your mother.
Yes.
Yes, your strength. So then I'll skip that question and go to the next question. Is there anything that scares you?
Heights. I'm scared of heights very much. Even though I like, sitting in a giant tree, I don't mind. But when coming to like balconies, if I'm going on a fifth floor also, I get scared. So heights are my biggest fear.
Okay. I guess that is agoraphobia.
No, not anthrophobia, because when I'm sitting in rides, like in a ferry or in a 360 degrees ride, I don't feel any sort of scare. I don't feel anything. But when I am standing on a balcony that is near to fifth floor, sixth floor height, I cannot stand it. I just have to leave that place and go inside. So a little bit of fear for heights.
Great. That's really nice, dear. Very nice. For sharing, very nice. There are many who have this fear. Great. I have fear for water. I'm really scared. Yes, water, like, if you're near the beach or something, I'm scared, like, is there a snake going to come out from there or, a reptile come out from there? I'm really scared.
Okay.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, do you ever get angry? गुस्सा आता है कभी कभी?
Oh, yeah. When I turn into my angry self, there is nothing that can stop me. Because I don't usually get angry. I don't usually have anything like किसी पर गुस्सा आ जाना या किसी को डांट देना. But when I come into that self, there is a strong reason always behind it. And that time I don't want to be around people. I like to be myself. Because if I am around people, I may tell them a little bit of harsh words or I may hurt their sentiments. So yeah, I do get angry. And with a strong reason, not on a silly Like nowadays, people, if a mother is taking away their smartphone, they get angry. If they are not given certain type of foods, they get angry. So it's not an issue with me. There has to be a strong, very strong and specific reason for that. Especially, I get angry when I'm driving because people are horrible drivers. They drive from every direction to any direction in India. So that time I get a lot of anger and I feel frustrated that time.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. Thank you. Your favorite color, ma'am, and why?
Peach color. I like peach color very much because I used to have, as a student, as a school student, a teacher in my school. She used to wear this peach color dress. Along with that, in her hair, she used to tie peach color flower. And I don't know why. I really liked her. And from that day when I saw her for the first time, since that day, peach color becomes my favorite. Otherwise, red is my favorite.
Wow. Red even is my favorite too. Very nice. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, as a student, do you remember any of the teacher who has influenced your life to a great extent?
Yes. In my school, I have been to two schools, and from my 6th standard to 10th standard, I was in a school. And in that school, we used to have a social sciences teacher. Her name was Aruna Devi, and she was very kind. I have never seen her, being strict to the student or raising her voice on the student, taking a stick or a cane on the student. I have never seen her doing that. She used to teach everything in a very polite manner, and she used to teach us everything. For me, geography was a difficult subject for me, but when she used to teach us, I used to get full marks in my geography.
Wow.
So she is my inspiration because she treats every child in every class equally, no discrimination, even if a child is poor in certain subjects. She never used to scold that child or never used to, degrade that child. So she is my inspiration, role model, I would consider.
Yes, dear. Very nice, ma'am. Dear ma'am, any message from you for the younger generation?
My message for the younger generation. Yeah, I would tell them to be, calm. No matter, there are a lot of situations in life, and the way the environment is changing, the climate is changing, as well as the amount of inflammation we are seeing. I would tell them to be, calm, never lose their patience, and always be empathetic towards people and generous. And one more thing I would suggest is never lie, because lie has become another truth for people these days. So you should never lie. And once you are lying, you become a person which you are not there in reality. Your reality becomes a lie. So yeah, I would suggest they never lie and be calm, patient, and generous towards the people.
Thank you, ma'am, for the beautiful message. And that's the real need of the hour.
Yes.
And yes, dear friends, you have to follow this beautiful message. Never lie and take care of your life and follow the rules that you need to follow and be a good citizen. And of course, a good son, a good daughter, a good spouse, a good friend. Dear ma'am, the next question coming up for you here, ma'am, is would you like to share a favorite quote or a proverb from your side?
Yeah, I have a favorite quote, and it is not just today. It is since last, I think, 12 years. This is my favorite quote. It says that two things define you: the way you behave when you have nothing, and I don't remember the exact phrase, but yeah, it says that the way you manage things when you have everything, and the way you are attitude. Just a minute, 1 minute.
Yes. Yes, friends, we'll just be back in a moment with our guest. Kindly adjust that technical snack. We'll be back. Yes, dear friends, we'll connect again once more after the small technical snag we encountered. Yes, dear friends, back again here with our guest. Dear ma'am, we just requested you for a favorite quote or a proverb. You were sharing that. Could you reshare that once more?
Yeah. The quote is: two things define your personality: the way you manage things when you have nothing, and the way you behave when you have everything. So I like this quote because I have seen on my personal level, I have seen many people when they get a good job or when they get a good position, they change their attitude towards their superior, towards their junior. That changes. So I would suggest you never change that attitude. If you're changing, if you're treating your juniors as some very pathetically, I have seen in personal life that people doing that. So I would say that you never do that. No matter what job a person is doing, he's still required. Because today you and I are connected to this smartphone and you and I connected to this video. It is being developed by some of the other person. I'm wearing a mask developed by a person who may not be educated, but it is required for me. So I would suggest you treat each and every person very kindly and you give respect to them. Yeah, that is what I would say.
You explained it so well. Thank you so much. You have spread positivity here today and amongst our audience and virtual audience as well. Dear ma'am, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Your proudest accomplishment, ma'am?
It's very easy. I have always been a person who wins a lot of prizes, and even in my intermediate, I was one of the topper in my college. So apart from that, I would tell that I have got a very good job as a counselor in a central government organization. That is the highest organization in India. I'm sure you know the name of the organization, Crystal. I don't want to take it on the online front because I keep my professional life as well as personal life different from this online work which I am doing. So yeah, that was my greatest accomplishment, which I dedicated to my mother. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for sharing that. Very nice, dear. Dear ma'am, do you love pets?
Pet, I used to have cat. I used to have a parrot and goats. So among them all, I used to like the parrot. Parrot is my favorite one.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, on the professional front, like how can people connect with you if now they watch this video of ours and they want to connect with you? How do they connect with you, and what are the services you're offering? You could share today.
Yes. The services currently on online front which I am available for. It is for the e-workshop which I am conducting, and sometimes I conduct workshops and training programs on request from the people. And I also provide online counseling, which I do charge for them because earlier, when during the COVID pandemic, it was completely free for parents and teenagers. But now I have started charging people for the online counseling. I do online assessment for children. So for that also I charge. And coming to connecting with me, it's very simple. You can connect me on my Facebook. You can connect to me on Instagram. On Instagram, I have a channel by the name Psychovention. Then I have a WhatsApp group also, so that they can connect to me. And in Facebook, it's very simple. Just go and search my name, Syeda Ayesha Jabeen. You'll find my picture over there by simple picture. You can come and get connected to me. I'm sure Crystal would be sharing the links with you if you want to get connected.
Yes, dear. Definitely, ma'am. Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your work and enlightening our audience and creating awareness on how to have a safe life and a mentally healthy lifestyle, right? To have, that mindset and your emotional balance should be very well settled. You should really meet up someone who's going to take care of that. If you're not okay with your emotions, if you're not okay in your mental state, your mindset is not good, you're finding difficulty, you're in a toxic relationship, or maybe it could be just any given situation, you need help, you could always reach out. There are people around. We have great celebrities, great people who are ready to help you, like one of our celebrity here today, Ayesha Jabeen. Yes, dear.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, dear. Dear ma'am, how many languages are you able to speak?
I speak 3 languages: English, Hindi, and Urdu. Urdu is my mother tongue. So I speak Hindi, English, Urdu, and Telugu. As I'm from Telangana state, that is the basic necessity that you learn and you speak Telugu here. So I am fluent in these 4 languages.
Great, ma'am. Very nice. Dear ma'am, this is a cup here in my hand. How would you look at this cup? Is your cup half full, half empty, or filled to the brim? Or maybe overflowing also, you could say.
I would say if it is half empty or half full, there is something in that which is better than being an empty cup. Because in life, there is nobody who can feel empty. Because when people feel empty, they go to very harsh steps, like we know the people committing suicide. So I would suggest that even if the cup is half full, there is something in there which you can take. So yeah, half full, I would suggest fine, it's good.
Great, ma'am. Great, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Dear ma'am, I have one question. The question here is, as a counselor, as a psychologist, I would like you to answer this question. There are several students who are committing suicides, especially when it is exam time. They have got less marks, or maybe they didn't top the college. What is the advice or what is the suggestion you would like to share today on this platform? We have seen most of the suicides occurring in Telangana, especially in the month of, I guess, March, April, May. This is the time, either before exams or once the results have been declared, we have many cases.
First thing I would suggest that people stop spreading the news. When you're spreading this news to a greater extent, you are actually giving idea to the other person who is going through depression or who is worried, stressful about that. You are giving them an idea that this is also there. If you don't find a solution, you can go and do this. That has to be stopped. And coming to an advice, giving an advice to the student. See, I myself have studied a lot. And when coming to education, I never take stress. As a student, as a school student, I was very weak in Telugu language. I just got my passing marks when I completed my assessment. But that doesn't define you. You are getting less marks in one subject or you are not getting the marks you expected. It's not the end of the world. It's where you start working towards your goal. If you are poor, if you got fail even in all the subjects, doesn't matter. There's again another year you can apply, you can again, write the exam. There is no ending. Ending your life ends every chances that you may be getting. But when you go ahead and when you stop the thought of ending your life, you are starting the thought of completing something, accomplishing a greater achievement. So I would suggest never have this thought of ending yourself. It may be there. You may fail in all the subjects or you may fail in a few subjects. Doesn't matter. There is still life. If you want to go ahead, there are chances. There are people who are there to help. You can go for career counseling. If you have failed in one subject, in one particular course, go for a career counselor. Find out what is the best, what is the interest for you, so that you don't have to end your life, but you have many options to choose if you don't want to end your life.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, dear. You would like to share something more?
Yeah, no.
Yes, dear. Thank you very much. Dear ma'am, we'd like you now to share a childhood incident that occurred when you were a little kid. Any of the incidents you remember? Maybe you were very mischievous, your parents scolded you, or maybe you dropped something down, or you were missing one fine day and then they found you. Anything like that?
Yeah, there is one incident actually. There is this Qutub Shahi tombs in Telangana state. I have been there as a child with my cousins and my siblings. One thing that attracted it over there was the tamarind tree, and it was having the freshly, ready to pick up tamarind. We and my cousins started plucking them from the tree, even though it was very difficult for us with the small heights and young age. We just somehow managed and we started plucking them. And once we started plucking them, we ate. We ate so many of them that all our tongues got the crack, and we had this senseless taste for one whole week. So we got scolded at home for this, but overall the experience was something which we enjoyed because we all used to love the tamarind. So that is something I really liked.
Oh, so nice. You're taking me back to memory lane, like how you might have collected the tamarind, how you'll quickly ate it up. And you ate in excess, in fact, right? You all had in excess and then it was You had some type of problem on your tongue. The taste, you missed the taste, right? For 1 week, you couldn't identify the taste. Okay, dear. Very nice for sharing that. Thank you. You were not alone. Somebody was with you, one of your friend or cousin, I guess.
Cousins and my siblings.
Oh, great. Cousins and siblings, all of them were there. सभी
Yeah.
साथ में थे. अच्छी बात है. Very nice. Very nice.
Do all things together. So this also we did as well together and got scolded as well. Each one of us got scolded from the parents, and as a group also our grandmother scolded us. But doesn't matter. The experience was good for us.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. And it's a memorable one too, अभी याद करके उसको फिर एक बार हंसी भी आता और फिर खुशी भी होती है, that, oh, this we did at this age, it was real fun. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, are you a good listener, a good speaker, or both?
As my profession requires, I'm a good listener. When people are talking, I listen. But when coming to my personal life, I am just a talker. I cannot stop. Even if you are like, oh, Aisha, please shut your mouth. I want to express something. I want to tell something. I won't end until and unless I finish what I have started. So professionally, I'm a good listener, but coming to my personal life, no. I'm not that.
Very honest on that. Very honest on that. As a counselor, as a psychologist, you have to be a very patient listener. And that is what our guest is, Syeda Ayesha Jabeen, a very patient listener and very confidential. She keeps everything confidential about her clients. And that is why we've heard a lot of positive reviews about you, that she is a master in her profession. She does it on a very professional basis, and she keeps things well, she gives a lot of clarity. That's what the clients require, clarity. Yes, dear. So we thank you so much, ma'am, for that beautiful answer of yours. The next question coming up, ma'am. If you had a superpower, if the universe gave you a superpower, or the Almighty was handing over a superpower to you, what would that be? What would you want?
That would be telepathy, to read people's minds. Because if you can read people's minds, you can get rid of all the negative thoughts they are having. It becomes easy to, change the negative thoughts into the positive one and try to manipulate the negativity into positive. So I believe telepathy.
Great, wonderful, wonderful. Telepathy, right? Yes, to get to know the thoughts of others. Dear, pardon?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, dear. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'd like you to enlighten our audience, or, create awareness today on this platform, on the International Fabtalks show. Alert our audience, our virtual audience, and our guests today about any two red flags. इससे बच के रहना या होशियार रहना, ये तो है ही है red flags. Stay safe.
I would say lying. People should not lie, no matter what is the situation. If you are just telling the truth, it becomes easy for the other person either to accept you, to reject you, or to judge you, or to, have a clarity about what sort of person you are. The first thing I would suggest is never lie. Another thing I would suggest is there is a difference, thin layer between what is good and what is bad. So that thin layer has to be decided by you. It won't be taught. People will tell. Society is there, they will teach you. Family is there, they will teach you. Friends are there, they will teach you. Or education sector will teach you. No. This thin layer between good and bad will always be taught by you, yourself, you will teach. So that thin layer, be that person that you can distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. And always take a U-turn from there. If you see you're going towards the wrong, take a U-turn and come back to the right side. These are the two things I would suggest.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for sharing that. Ma'am, how would you look at these two words, constructive criticism, on a professional and personal front? How should one take this? Yes, dear.
It is actually very nice. Constructive criticism is actually, I appreciate it, because you're not hurting anyone's sentiments. You're not discriminating the work they have been doing, and you're not actually going into a wrong direction to give them a right direction. You're actually going into a path where you are giving them right direction rather than giving them negative thoughts or giving them any negative feelings, hurting their sentiments. So I would suggest it is appreciated. It is good if it is happening in a proper manner. People who utilize this constructive criticism to their own use for their own, benefits, that is wrong. But on a professional front, when it is being done nicely and for a good cause, then it is very much appreciated and lovable.
Great, 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 dear. Very nice. Ma'am, what are the changes you visualize for the next 50 years?
For the next 50 years, I don't think there would be a world, like I said previously about the environment, how we are destructing this environment. But if people are very sensible and people love their life, I would see a very safe and a very nice environment if we all become very nice and very lovable towards each and every person around. And we shouldn't have jealousy. Jealousy is something where you always go and destruct the other thing. So I would suggest that please remove all your jealousies and go on with the next 50 years living your life very peacefully and very lovely with your loved ones.
How nice. So genuine, so nice. Remove jealousy and take care of your lives and live a beautiful life with your loved ones and, of course, the entire world. Dear ma'am, this question will take you into the past. It's an imaginary question. You just have to assume and imagine this like an imaginary one. You have a device and you have a device. We'll give you a device. You have to just click one of the buttons. And when you click there, you are taken into the past era.
Okay.
There you have to go and the assignment is go there and relive somebody's life. And whose life would you want to relive if you ever got that chance?
No, I don't think I need to read anyone's life because I have always been, even when as a kid, I never used to have this sort of thing like comparing myself with others or trying to have something which others have. So I don't see anybody I would like to go into their lives or into their minds. No.
Oh, so sweet. That's very nice. To be original, to be,
Yes.
yourself. You don't want to, you're happy with who you are.
Yes.
Okay, dear. Yes, ma'am. Dear ma'am, do you think India and the world, in India in particular and the world at large, are we giving sufficient of importance to mental health?
No, we are not, because people lack awareness and there is lack of acceptance from the people. When you talk about mental health, when you start talking about how you are feeling, people have this agenda, this sort of feeling where they hide whatever they feel. They don't want to share, even if you try, like in a friendly manner also. When you are there with the people, when you are there with your close friends, and you try to talk what they are feeling, how they are feeling, they won't open up. So I would suggest that we need a lot of awareness and people need to bring that need. They should feel the need to come and talk about themselves, speak up what they're feeling and what is there which is bothering. People has to be installation of mental health awareness should happen in each and every individual. So I believe it has to start from school. Once you start doing it from the school, children, when they grow up, they know where to go when they are feeling desperate, when they are feeling distressful, and they don't understand themselves. They know where to go, where to find solution for their particular problem. So, yeah.
Yes, dear. Very nice, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all your answers, for all the guidance, your wisdom, your experience, your expertise. Thank you so much. Before we end the session, we have a few more questions for you. With your permission, may I go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Ma'am, do you forgive people easily?
Like I said, I don't usually hold any grudges. If I don't like somebody, I just stop talking to them. So, yeah, I forgive very easily because even if they come back repeatedly to me, I don't mind helping them because I know every person there is something that is happening in their life which we are not aware. So I do forgive them easily.
Yes, dear. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself with regard to forgiving others?
I would rate 8.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, now we have a small session called as the rapid fire round. Okay. And you just have to answer in 1 or 2 words. Maybe go ahead with it, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Yes, dear. So here, friends, we have the rapid fire round. The main session is over. And we thank ma'am for all those lovely answers which could help us and help us to grow and to empower others and to spread light. Now, dear friends, let's go on with the rapid fire round with Ms. Ayesha Jabeen. Syeda Ayesha Jabeen. Ms.Syeda Ayesha Jabeen. I'd like to get the name right. Yes.
Yes.
Dear ma'am, do you like cakes or ice creams?
Both.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Strawberry flavor, chocolate flavor?
None. Because
Pardon?
I am a person with butterscotch.
Oh, cool. That's really nice. Summer, winter, or rainy? Spring season?
Sorry?
Summer season you like? Winter, rainy, or spring?
I like spring.
Okay. Love to travel by land, water, or air?
Land, because I love traveling by bike. I ride a gear bike in my Abaya, so yeah, road.
Very nice. So when you riding your bike, it's like an angel, on the road, right? Feel like an angel. Pari hu main, and then you feel, especially in the early morning when you're going to work, and you
Yes.
really feel you have all the power in the world. And the road is, empty and there's not much of traffic. It's a great feeling. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, dear. Next, ma'am. The next question coming up. You like to be in a city, a village, or a town?
I would prefer a town because small population, you get to meet everyone every day. You can easily connect with people.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, when you help others, do you expect something in return?
No.
Your idea of a beautiful day in just one word.
Beautiful day.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that starting the day with children?
Oh, great. That's so nice. You are a good cook, yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Your favorite recipe?
Chicken 65.
Great. Please share the recipe with me, ma'am. I
Yes.
need to improve myself.
Okay.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am. Now, you would prioritize singing or writing poems?
I would suggest singing because writing is something I hardly do. That is only on the special occasion when it is really required. I do that. So singing I prefer.
Would you mind singing for us?
No.
No?
And in this mask.
Oh, fine. Cool. I understand. Ma'am, are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird.
Early bird. You love salty, sweet, or spicy food?
Spicy and salty.
Oh, great. So no sweets?
No.
You're one of the rarest interviewees who says no to sweets. One of the rarest celebrities, because most of my celebrities have a sweet tooth.
For sweet, I only prefer cakes and ice cream. Nothing from that.
But if given a choice, you would select only salty and spicy food, right?
Yes.
Yes, dear. So nice. Ma'am, let's look at this question. Money or happiness or both?
Happiness.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert or a blend of both?
I am an extrovert because I hail from a Montessori school where extroversion, being an introvert was not allowed actually.
Oh,
So I'm always an extrovert.
very nice. That's really great. And that's the need of the hour, to connect, to network, to collaborate. Well done, ma'am. Well done. Dear ma'am, when you are alone, when you have a lot of leisure time or no one is around you, you're all to yourself. And in fact, any one of us, we are here in our thoughts. When you are in that, mode, or, that phase, you could say, where you have all the time to yourself and you're in your thoughts, where do your thoughts take you? It takes you into your past or into the future, or are you mindful of your present?
I would suggest it would take me into the future, because there are not many things which I want to do. And when I get that, me time, alone time, I would plan how to do things for my future and how to help people around me, how to help my family. So I would always go for the future one.
Okay, very nice. Ma'am, are you a thinker, a doer, or both?
A thinker?
A thinker, do you think a lot, or you do things a lot, or both? You think and do.
I do. I do things a lot rather than thinking, because thinking is somewhere you cannot do anything. You just keep on thinking. But when you start doing something, that is where you go forward. So I prefer the second one.
Okay, dear. Ma'am, are you street smart or book smart? When I say street smart means experience.
Mhm. I would say street smart, because whatever I do, judging, being there for the people and judging their behavior as such, what they are doing, how they are doing, I would take on with my personal experience. I don't consider any person through their community, through their caste, or how they look. No, it's the behavior that I see. So through the experience, I go for people, for the things I'm doing, or if I have to buy anything, I go through the experiences of the people. Considered reading a lot of blogging on that. So I would prefer the second one.
Great, ma'am. Very nice. Dear ma'am, you love fresh fruits, salads, or fried food?
Dry fruits.
Dry fruits?
Yes.
Wow, great. That's a beautiful answer. Very nice. You like home cooked food or food ordered from outside?
Actually, both, because my mother cooks a very delicious food, and I myself cook a lot. Not compared to my mother, but yeah, I cook very delicious food. Always get good reviews from the people eating, and ordering food from online is something when I'm very busy. I cannot cook, and there is no one to look after. So I would prefer both of them.
Very fair. Very nice. Ma'am, if you're given a chance to visit a beach or a forest, which one would you select first?
A forest.
Reason?
Reason is the place I have grown up was very much deserted. It used to have a lot of large trees, and a lot of that place looks very much like a forest, because it was an underdeveloping colony. So I've lived there about 6 to 7 years of my life. So I would prefer the forest life.
Yes, dear. Very nice, ma'am. Ma'am, the next question coming up here for you is like one last thing. How would you look at this question? We have three magical words, that is please, sorry, and thank you. What are the other three magical words you would add from your side?
Magical words. As such, I would like to add, you know, I don't know what I will add, but can you just elaborate the question a bit?
Yeah, like see, we have from generations, it's been passed on. Whenever you converse with somebody, when you network with somebody, collaborate with somebody, or even your family members also, if we come in contact with anyone, use these three words: please, sorry, and thank you. Your work will be very easy. People will like you, respect you when you go with these three magical words. Now, apart from that, every time we make a request to our celebrities to share three positive words. For example, it could be resilience, courage, bravery. Could you
I
just give us three?
being independent and being kind. Apart from that, true to yourself, I would say.
Oh, nice. Independent. I love that. Independent, kind, and true to yourself. Very nice, ma'am. These are the three new magical words, my dear friends, which our celebrity has shared with us today. We had a beautiful time sharing her thoughts here on this platform, getting to know her better. And you are going to be, viewing this video and going to learn certain things that ma'am has within her. How never to lie, how to be connected, how to enjoy life, how to give your best, how to select a good friend. She shared a certain incident where one of her friends was saving the ants that dropped in water. So this is where you can learn how to select a good friend. You could learn several things from our celebrity today, and as every day she has given us the best that she could give. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling in me. Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to share, one last message with all of us, ma'am?
my one last message would be just be yourself. You don't have to pretend. Whatever you are doing, wherever you are, and no matter who you want to, make feel special. There are people who do anything to everything for their loved ones, and then there are people who go on doing negative things for their loved ones. So I would suggest, rather than going for that negative part of your life, you go for the positive part. No matter if you are providing only 2 square a meal to your family, but it has to be done in a very proper manner, a manner where you don't have any negativity in yourself, or people would not have negative feelings or thought about yourself. So I would suggest that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, dear. God bless. Thank you so much. Dear friends, we sign off from the International Fab Talk show now. Thanks for being a part of our journey. God bless you. Stay safe. If you like what we do subscribe and like and share. God bless.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.